If life is a game, then cheating is the only way to win. Someone left this comment on yesterday's video, and I find it to be very interesting. Remember that consequences tend to be delayed, and most people's moral compass and ethical behavior tends to be invisible, which is why people virtue signal a lot. There's a gap between someone winning for being a cheater versus how much of it is leveraged in the future. Like, you ever witness unfaithfulness in a relationship or friendship? Maybe you saw someone was unfaithful to another person, or maybe someone was unfaithful to you, or maybe you were unfaithful to them, right? And these type of actions may be considered a win for the people who are unfaithful. Like, oh, I cheated because XYZ, right? Like these justifications. But later on, when you find out they cheated, whether through admission or you ended up finding out on your own, it comes with consequences that could be legal issues, social reputation being ruined, or anything else. This applies to everything, in my opinion. Not everyone gets the same consequence. Like, how many times have you heard of a celebrity or social media figure, or even myself? When I talk about myself, how many times have you heard them or me share something terrible that they did in their past? Something you heavily disagreed with. Or maybe they got exposed for doing something, right? People tend to be more forgiving than others based on the positive value they find in them. Like, some social media personalities are hilarious, right? But they have a history of doing terrible things. Am I lying? And people just overlook it because they're funny. Oh, the music is good. So, I mean, who cares about all this stuff that they did? And this is why people who are cheaters and liars usually win in life, because it's a calculator. They can have plenty of positive actions, and when they subtract the positive action because they did something negative, people recognize it, but they remember too many positive interactions that they had with this person that they just like, all right. It doesn't mean they forget, but they recognize it, right? Someone could live a life full of immoral behavior by societal standards, but if they have too many positive interactions with people, the immoral behavior is neutralized for most. This is why psychopaths tend to be very successful. They are liars, they are manipulative, they are very calculated, they lack emotional range to let their emotions affect their choices, and they seek out leverage from other people. And they will do anything to seek that leverage, you know what I'm saying? They tend to be successful or perform well in high intense environments despite their moral compass because they know how to leverage people so well that even if they do get called out for their behavior, or they make a mistake, or someone reports them for their behavior, what do you know what I'm talking about? It's like, this person kind of did a lot for me. This person did XYZ for me, or this person pays my bills, or, this person has a lot of influence or pull here. So you know what? I actually, what you just reported to me or what you told me this person did, I don't think it's that serious. As they will say that they won't take it as serious as they would make it out for other people. Human beings can be very strategic with their actions and their intentions, right? Sometimes when people do things for you, it's for leverage. That's why I always say in my videos that people who keep score of things are a red flag. You should avoid these type of people. Like, oh, you remember when I helped you out, bro? Remember when I sent you $100 when you were struggling? Like, bro, did you help me because you cared about me and out of love? Or did you do this to hold something against me later? Or because you eventually wanted a return of favor for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you keeping score of stuff. Like, what are you doing stuff for me for? Like, it's not necessarily about cheating is the only way to win, like the quote mentioned or the comment mentioned. So I don't necessarily agree with the quote. What I think is a very common way to win is to gain leverage without keeping score. The only way to do that is to be of service to people without expecting anything back. Service as in being caring, loving, and so forth. And if that's not in your nature, or you're too unhappy of a person and miserable to be of service to other people or be caring and loving to other people, then obviously this way of leverage or winning isn't for you. I built a website for that real estate friend I spoke about in a recent video, right? I made his website like 7 months ago. Dude, I did it for free. I just, he became a close friend to me. I love him. He's an awesome guy. So I was like, yeah, I want to help you succeed with your business. I'll make you a website, dude. I'll hook you up. No problem. I'll host the website. No cost, nothing. Dude, I completely forgot I did that for him. I did that out of love, and that's it. Then I started to notice this like 2 months ago, but remember, I made the website like 7 months ago, right? 2 months ago, I just started to notice this. Every time we would meet and get lunch or dinner and just chat, right? He would always pay the bill. $100 steak dinner, I got you covered. $80 dinner, I got you covered, etc., etc. And I was finally like, I'm wondering, hey, I'm wondering if it's okay with you if I cover this bill, because you're always paying for my dinner. Let me pay this time. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it. You helped build my website. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Don't ever change. It's fine. And I was like, oh snap. I completely forgot I did that for him. And remember in a recent video, he had me doing a house listing with him, right? And he paid me a couple $100 for something simple. Like, this is not only a friendship, but I created a leverage because I make mistakes all the time around him, right? And he overlooks it all the time. Yet he is harsher with other people than he is with me. And he's probably leveraging me too. Hey, dude pays for all my dinner. And what he said to me about how he appreciates me and don't ever change. Like, also, I'm very patient with him. And I'm always willing to help anything that he needs. Now, imagine this. It doesn't have to be a friendship. Imagine building something with others where you help them or do something for them, and it always sticks with them. You can do this one favor for that person, like the website thing. I did that one favor for him. Dude acts like he owes me like $1 million. Like I don't even think about the website. I don't even maintain it. It's up always. It's just there, like, well, I just did it because I cared about you. You know what I'm saying? The calculator, though, this is what I mean. It doesn't have to be a friendship. When you do something good for somebody and they recognize you and they know you, the calculator will be positive for you. So you have more room to make mistakes, to get away with stuff. This is literally how stuff like this works. This is why I brought up the social media example. Some social media people are so positive that when they get into a bad situation, people ultimately forgive. They don't forget, but they get over it, right? I'm sure you could think of like a streamer or a YouTuber or a musician or something, right? They got into some drama, but they've given you so much good, positive feelings, and they've been a service to others and yourself by being entertaining, by being consistent. They probably answered your DMs or something. Like, you get what I'm saying? And it's funny, that bad drama that they got into, right? Because you had so many positive interactions, you don't forget, but you'll forgive. But if that same situation happened to another creator who isn't positive, who isn't consistent, who isn't of service to others, they don't spread love or anything like that, they get canceled forever. People won't forgive and they won't forget. They just constantly associate with something negative. And so when you think cheaters are winners, some people are allowed to win by cheating, because they've built so much leverage for others. And again, this goes back to the psychopath thing. But the word is simple though, right? Here, this is a general term. It doesn't have to be about psychopaths. It doesn't have to be about friends. It's just about people in general, dealing with other people. It's called being protected. Again, it's not just rich people who are protected. People in friend groups can be protected. Tell me if I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. People in your friend group can be protected by other friends, right? If they ever call out someone in your friend group, right, they'll start protecting them, especially if they, you know what I'm saying? Certain family members can be protected. People at your job or school can be protected despite them doing this or being like this, right? It's like the Chad at your school gets protected because he may be funny to people, or, this. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is because they have leverage. Is it cheating? Technically, it's not cheating, but it's definitely unfair. It's unbalanced. So maybe technically that is the word cheating, right? But this is why, right? Let's not attach the word cheating, because I feel like it's such a negative word to use here, because I think the information I share so far in this video is very important. Not just about like, oh my God, look, people are so, they leverage other people and like everyone's using other people. It's not, don't look at it like that. But this is why that book that people always talk about, called How to Win Friends and Influence People, is literally the master key. People always recommend this book. It's for this reason. When you win people over, you get protected. You get the ability to influence them. You get leverage. And in conclusion, This goes to back what I was saying about not keeping score and doing most things out of love and service for others. If you act in such a way, if you are genuine and you want to care or give to people, hence the word service I use, right? It will put you in a protected position. And this is why people who aren't like this, they're nasty people, they're negative, they're hateful. The darkness consumes me. They always feel like they're under a microscope with their actions, and it's because they are. But it's, you know why? It's because your points on the calculator are already negative with people because of the behavior or emotions they experience with you. This is why someone who gave you a hard time before in the past, or someone who's been constantly mean to you, you don't got much tolerance for them, you know? This is why when you have a really bad argument with somebody and you're holding this grudge, or they're holding this grudge for multiple days or a long period of time, these negative interactions build up so much where you overlook the positive for a certain time period. This is where nostalgia comes from. Like, you're mad at that your ex did something to you, or your ex friend or whatever, ex romantic, whatever. You're mad at them for a certain period of time, but then you start thinking, dang, I kind of miss them. And I remember we had this good time together. I remember we did this that was fun together, you know? Like, you see what I'm talking about, the calculate positive and negative interactions, and then one will outweigh the other. And when you can have negative leverage and you can have positive leverage. So this is why certain people are under a microscope, because they're going to naturally be intolerant of you because of how you've been treating them, because you're being nasty or hateful, or the darkness consumes me towards them. So they're going to give you negative leverage. On their calculator, your score is a negative score or something, right? And some people, they score harsher than others because some people are less forgiving than others and more judgmental, right? I think if life is a game, the quote going back, if life is a game, leverage is a way to win. That's what I'll say. Leverage is a way to win, not the only way, a way to win. That's how I would reframe that quote, or how I would interpret it. Or, you know, again, I just find this very interesting, a very interesting topic. I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know how you guys feel down below. I love you all. I'm out.